Hello my friends, in today's video I will add some storage on my KV2, and with storage I mean junk and boxes, because it is my style of making models. I also want to make some weld details, but they are bad, so I will put some weld tutorials in the description when I not forget it, and right now I'll give you a closer look on my KV2. So this is how the KV2 looks like. I added a lot of stuff on it, like jerry cans, some boxes, a spare track with tools, a sandbag, some wires, even more junk, a few more boxes, a fuel drum, and it is like this. By the way, this is how my weld details look like. I think very bad. I also didn't glue everything on the tank, and it will be just easier for the painting. In the last video, or one of the last videos, when I was adding this concrete, someone said in the comments it is a bunker buster, because this tank was actually made to destroy bunkers, but right now it became a bunker because, yeah, as you can see, I have a lot of concrete on it. But right now I think I'll just start with the video, I mean adding all the storage on the tank. So let's start from the beginning. In the kit I got already a few things of storage. I will show them to you later. I also bought a Tamiya kit, and that are the sprues from the kit with storage and stuff like this. And these things that you can see on the right corner are a few things that I casted and also a few things from the kit. Right now I start removing those jerry cans from the sprues of this tank kit. I think those jerry cans are nice, so actually why not to use them. Assembling them is also very easy. You just glue those two parts together, and that is basically the left part and the right part of the jerry can, and it is very easy. And don't forget that you need to leave a seam between those two parts, because that's basically how the shape was of the jerry cans. And you have also these handles on the both sides, so you also need to glue them in place. And these jerry cans need to go here. And they look like this. I put them very random. And I also put it in place those round things on the back. Right now I'll start with adding some boxes on the side. I casted them from epoxy putty, and basically it is a kit from Vallejo, and normally it is in 1/35 scale, but boxes don't matter actually in scale, so I will use them on this tank. This big box is a bit out of scale, but I think it is not a huge problem. And to glue epoxy putty, it is better to use some super glue. And after gluing my fingers a few times together, they look nice. I also didn't glue them on the fender. They are glued together but not on the fender, just to make the painting easier. Right now I remove the spare track from the sprue, and I will place it in a few moments on one of the fenders. I also have some tools, and it is a shovel and a hammer. I think they look nice, so I'll just glue them on the track. And I put this track here, and I think it looks amazing with those tools on it. In the kit I also got a fire extinguisher, and it looks nice, so I glue it on the front of these jerry cans. I think it will be a nice place for this fire extinguisher. In the Tamiya kit I bought, I also have a few sandbags, so I glue one sandbag here on the concrete armor. Later I wanted to sculpt some sandbags of modeling clay, but I'm not a great sculptor and they were bad. So I just decided to leave this one sandbag here. Right now you can see me trying to find a place for this equipment, but I will do something different. So what I do is I take a piece of toilet paper, I bend it a few times, just to have it in a good shape. I make it wet just to have it better to sculpt, and I place it on the fender. I bend it a bit, and right now you can place this equipment that you want to have on it on this wet paper. I put a few bags on it and a box. I think it will look very nice. After it, I also glued everything together with some white glue. And my style of adding storage is just placing some junk on tanks. So I have a few copper sheets and I will place them just here on the fender. Maybe later I will switch it from position. Right now you can see me gluing a few copper sheets together. I think it will be just nice to have a tank with some junk on it. Junk is always handy to make some repairs on a tank. I think it looks very nice. Right now I take a wire, and I got from my father this wire, and it has a very nice texture. So of course I will use it. I think I also used this wire on my M3 Grand, but I don't remember it very well. So I twisted it around my finger, and right now I just glue it with some super glue together. I think it will look nice on the end. And of course I glued my fingers a few times with super glue because I'm not handy at super glue, and I hate the feel when you have a lot of super glue on your fingers and your fingers are then very hard and it is just very difficult to even use a phone. So it is how I did it. I think it turned out pretty well. I think this junk looks nice. And right now I switched from recording position because I think this is better and you'll see more detail than on my high stative. So right now you can take a closer look on my storage. I think it looks very nice and almost everything is able to remove. So when I want, I can switch everything from place and actually have fun with the tank. So right now I will make the wires, and in the kit I got this very nice copper wire and I think it is just good to use. The kit says you will need to use these ends, but they are very bad and gluing these to the wire will be impossible. But in the kit we also got this sprue, and it is sprue E, and on it we got these ends, and the instructions say nothing about them, but I think they are very nice and they have some gaps on the bottom, so placing them on the wire will be much easier and they look also nicer. So I cut them off the sprue. I will remove some mold lines and I will glue them with super glue on the wire. And of course I need to measure out the good length of the wire. The kit says 3 centimeters, but as you look, those ends that the instruction says you need to use are also much longer. So I try to measure something out just like this. I think this length will be nice, but after I glued those ends together, I discovered that it is a bit too long, but you'll see me later how I saved this problem. And to cut a wire like this, it is much better to use a pair of scissors than side cutters. And it is mostly because side cutters leave a not clean cut, and when you do it with a pair of scissors, it will be very nice. I also secure the tip with some super glue because if I will not do it, it will fall apart. And in the tops of the super glue you get this pin, and it is actually to make a hole into your super glue when it is dried out, like in my case. So right now I take this end of the wire, I remove the mold lines and this sprue connection pin. I don't know what the exact name for this is, but I'm a modeler and I don't care about those things. So I just remove it and I will glue it on my wire. And you just need to place this wire into the gap of this end, and it looks very easy, but when you work with super glue you will probably glue your fingers at least 10 times together, and I think I did it maybe 1,000 times, but yeah. So as you can see, it is too long, so I just made it like this. I think it also looks a bit cool when wires are longer. And right now I also made the second one, and I will show you how to attach it. So you take one of these things and you just put it into this hole like this, and it should be like this. It is just easy. And on the side you should have attached one of these things. And you put one of the ends of the cable in it, the wire I mean, and normally there is a connection thing here, but I was adding so much damage that I damaged it as well. So I will just put this wire loose on the tank and it will look, I think, maybe nice. So it is how I did it. I think it looks very cool. And as you can see, the turret can rotate 360 degrees, so there are no things of storage that are blocking my turret. So it is nice. A few months ago, when I was in the model shop, I bought those I-beams. And they are also nice to put next to this junk. The only problem with those I-beams is cutting them to size. Side cutters leave a not clean cut and a hobby knife is very hard to use. But they look nice on the tanks, so I place them here, and I think it will add some extra details on the tank. Right now I'll give you a quick look around the tank. I think it turned out very nice. Just say in the comments what you think. Maybe I can add more on this tank, but I don't know. So I hope you enjoyed the video. It took me a while to film this video because it was a lot of storage and I had not too much time last week. If you have some tips for weld details, please write me in the comments because my weld details look just bad. And every tip and help will be nice. I think starting this project was very nice. Many people like it, so it is just nice to see that people like what I do. It is also funny to build a tank like it. You can experiment a lot. It is basically my own tank, so there is not any rule that says you need to do it like this. It is just my own tank, so I can do what I want. And for you guys, I think it will be also nice when you are making a tank just to make it your own tank. Also, thanks to this project, I got the last week a few more subscribers, what is very nice. At this moment I have 115 subscribers, so it is always very nice to grow. Right now I think I didn't have more things to say. So thanks for watching, and I hope you'll see me very soon on another video.